name is Bridget. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another day of Vlogmas. For today's video, I'm joined with my husband Jeffrey again, and we are going to be doing a Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram and Twitter to send us some questions, and so we're just going to be answering those today. So we're going to go ahead and start with the questions from Instagram. So the first question comes from Meg Animal X, and she said, "No question for me, just want to say I admire your relationship so much. You two are goals." The next question comes from Jen15R, and it is, which of your reptiles is easiest and hardest to care for? So which of the reptiles is easiest to care for? Smeagol, my crested gecko, is probably the easiest because, I mean, he eats his little powdered food. You missed him, you're good to go. What would you say the hardest is?
I would probably say Cheeks is the hardest.
Why do you think Cheeks is the hardest?
Because you gotta like make him salads every day and...
He doesn't eat every single day.
No, I guess you're right. None of the snakes for me would be the hardest.
No, they're pretty easy.
It would be between Cheeks and Putty because you have to take Putty out to feed her.
Putty's not a reptile.
Oh yeah, you're right. Putty's an amphibian.
For me, the hardest I think would be Phoebe. And that all comes down to her like egg laying stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Because there's just a lot of preparation. It's a lot of stress. Next one is goals for 2020. Life goals. I want to be more organized. I want to be more frugal with our money and just like get into a better routine. And then animal wise, I want to do a lot of upgrades for the animals we currently have, and I really want to start making some bioactive enclosures.
I don't have any personal goals because I'm already excellent. Are we gonna try the breeding next year, or are we gonna wait another year for that?
That's gonna depend on females because we would have 2 adult males by next winter, but we don't have any adult females.
I know. I'd like for that to be a goal for me next year.
To brewmate.
Yeah, even if it's just one pair.
Sorry, that came from Alpha Dell. The next question comes from Buddy Luna. Favorite activities to do with each other? You go first.
Go out to eat.
We're all about food in this house, clearly.
I love food.
I do too. Clearly. Is that it? You just like to go out to eat with me?
Yeah, do stuff in here.
I like going places, like out of town, spending a day. It doesn't even have to be a reptile expo. It can just be going somewhere that's not here.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, you know, that one time that we watched Lord of the Rings, that was really fun. That was a fun activity.
It wasn't bad. I just gotta have time off work.
We have more. We need to finish that fun activity.
We'll get there.
Okay. Next question comes from Zania Winter. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Will you get another bird? If so, do you want a ring neck? Yes, I want to get another bird, but it will not be a ring neck. I've learned not only from Sydney because she was, you know, the bird that she was, but she's also an Indian ringneck, and I've learned a lot about them as a species, and I don't think that that's the right fit for our family. So yes, we want a different bird, much calmer, smaller, little quieter, still playful and active. The noise isn't so much. The noise isn't, it's whatever.
It never bothered me.
No, but we have a couple of species in mind that we've been thinking of, and it's not happening immediately, but yes, I'd like to get another bird someday. That was all the questions we had on Instagram. Let me go to Twitter. Els Reptiles asks, any animals that you don't have that each of you want?
Like each of you together, or just something that we want?
I mean, I guess we can answer something that we both for sure want together, and then like individual things that neither of us are particularly excited for the other one to have. So for instance, my thing that like I know you probably couldn't care less about, but something that I want is another bird.
It's not that I could care less about the bird.
You're not a bird person.
I'm not a bird person.
I'm a bird person, and I feel like I need a bird at some point in my life, but I know that you really, like, it wouldn't matter to you at all if we'd never had another bird. Something that you desperately want that I'm not super thrilled about.
A tokay.
Tokays are cool. I don't know if I'll ever touch it. That's gonna be your pet.
Then what about together?
Do you really want the red-tailed boa?
I do. I also really want a green tree python.
I do want a green tree python. We both definitely want a green tree python, and we both definitely want the Suriname red-tailed boa. Anna Louise asks, was Jeff always an animal person, or was it more of when you two got married and stuff? Also, is he as into the animals as you, or is it mostly your thing? Answer first, were you always an animal person, or was it more of when we got together?
Generally always been an animal person, not so much reptiles until here recently. But like I was always around cattle and chickens and,
yeah,
you know, always cared for animals.
You're more the livestock stuff.
Right.
And dogs and cats.
And dogs and cats.
I got him into reptiles.
And boots and pants.
And boots and pants. Are you as into the animals as me, or is it mostly my thing?
I'm as into them as you are, but I don't do as much in the room as you do, mainly because I work.
Right. This is my job.
Yeah.
So.
But I am into everything that's in here just as much as you are.
Yeah. Wonder Pet Cass asks, what song makes you think of him and him think of you?
Somewhere down in Texas, Jason Boland.
Yeah, that's our song. Jeremy's Wild Studio asks, which animals have a stronger bond with Jeff and which animals have a stronger bond with Bridget?
Sally definitely has a stronger bond towards me than you.
I was just about to say that, yeah, when it comes to our reptiles, like Sally, our California king snake, she tries to bite me every single time. I cannot handle her. But when Jeff handles her, she's fine.
No problems.
Like, no problems. Nothing
tries
like
to
me.
eat you.
She tries to eat me, and it's on areas that are like my wrist. Like, it has nothing to do with a rodent or finger or anything. Sally definitely prefers Jeffrey. And then anybody else, I feel like when it comes to other reptiles, the ones that, you know, aren't affectionate, but you could still say who would prefer the better person. I feel like Phoebe would probably do better with me than Jeff.
I agree with you.
Cause like, she's my girl. And I think it's just because he doesn't do as much with her as me, so he's not used to her body language and everything. But Nugget, our cat, it's equal because like Jeffrey is her playmate. Like, that is who she plays with. She waits for you to come home so that y'all can play. But Nugget will not leave my side ever. She follows me everywhere I go. It's Buddy Luna also asked on Twitter, favorite gecko species.
Never owned one, but okay.
African fat tail. LOL, it's Julia V asks, do you own an animal now that your past self would have never seen you owning in a million years?
Not yet.
Not yet. Honestly, I never thought that I would ever own snakes like 10 years ago because I used to have a phobia of them because I didn't really understand them as much. Daniela Clausen asks, how did you meet? She's got 3 questions. How did you meet? How did he ask you out? And what was your first date? So we met through mutual friends. I was in another relationship at the time, so it wasn't like a setup kind of thing. And how did he ask you out? I don't really know if you like asked me out. I think it was just kind of a decided thing that the next time that we hung out, we were all just at this like housewarming party and he followed me around like a little puppy the entire day, and then the next day we all hung out at the beach and stuff, and he just took me home and he kissed me goodnight, which I wasn't expecting and I didn't ask for, you know, a little invasive, but I was okay with it.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. What was our first date?
Like, I honestly
we went to
don't
Olive
remember.
Garden.
It's probably gonna get me in trouble, but I honestly don't remember.
It was a long time ago. Okay.
I'm surprised you don't remember.
I think we went to Olive Garden. I think you picked me up at the house. You brought me lilies, because those were my favorite flower at the time. We went to Olive Garden. That was like 10 years ago. We dated back in the day, and then we spent a few years apart, and now we're back together. And even like our first date
So
this
then
time around.
our second first date was Chili's.
Our second first date was
You
Chili's.
were crying.
I was crying. I've gone through a lot that day, okay? When things did start getting more romantic the second time around, you would come to the bowling alley a lot because I was on a bowling team. And then I remember you invited me over here and you cooked dinner. Us like getting back together was you inviting me here to cook for me.
I mean, I asked you to be my girlfriend again at Popeyes. In the drive-thru.
Popeyes drive-thru. You want to be my girlfriend? Yeah. Okay, and then I think this is the last question. I don't know how to say this. Oh my gosh, and you're such a sweet girl. Nadis Bovine. Best and worst things about each other. Best.
Best.
No. Worst first.
Worst?
Worst thing about me.
Let me think, I got a list.
A list? Are you trying to come up with something because I'm so wonderful you can't think of anything? I think that's what it is.
That's not what it is. No, that's not what it is. I would have to say you're OCD.
In what way?
In every way. Organized to the point where you're disorganized.
Even my mess is organized. Just because it's a mess doesn't mean I don't know what it is and what's all in there.
It'd either be that or having to plan absolutely everything.
They know about my...
I am a champ at winging it.
Yeah, he's a champ at winging it. Okay, his worst thing is the fact that he refuses to use a laundry basket. The laundry basket can be half an inch away from where he puts his clothes, and he will put his clothes next to the basket.
On the floor.
On the floor. Without emptying your dadgum pockets.
It's not my job.
That is your job. It's not my job. Okay, best thing.
Your kindness.
My kindness.
Like you're just the kindest person I've ever met. Ever. Hands down.
Your best thing is your patience.
I do have a lot of patience.
Especially when it comes to me, because I know I can admit I'm not always the most logical, rational person.
That's a nice way of putting it.
And you just give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk through things with me. And you're also really good at making stuff.
I do have a little bit of a gift for it.
He's a jack of all trades. Like this kid can do anything except maybe like ballet or something.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Okay, so we are gonna be done for today. That completes another day of Vlogmas, doing this Q&A with my husband here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a big thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!